Alright, what's going on, you guys? Last update of the year for me. This is basically just going to be a video of all the stuff I haven't gotten around to show yet. There's at least one or two in here that I thought for sure I'd shown before, but I've had them since, damn, March or April. And still haven't gotten around to show it, so yeah, this is just basically going to be everything that I haven't gotten around to yet, and just kind of pile it all into one big video and just kind of be done with it. So I still have we still got an album of the year list to do, and I might do a channel update. I don't know yet. My phone's actually fucking up really bad. I can't get it to charge, so I'm actually burning battery just to get this out. So hope you enjoy it. Hope it's not too god-awfully terrible. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. I've also got some stuff from my buddy Luke, who had sent me some Christmas stuff, so we'll get to talk about that finally. Been meaning to do it for several weeks now. Just listen to an old classic. Incantation-Mortal Throne on Nazarene. I've just been on a huge incantation kick lately. I don't know why this in particular. I've just been really wanting to listen to some incantation like non-stop. So that be whatever. I'm fucking tired. So if I end up saying some weird shit, I've been up since fucking 5:30 this morning. It's like midnight now, so whatever. The first thing I got to show for you, I actually got for free. And I've been seeing this pop up on Hell's Headbangers all the time, and I guess they were just trying to get rid of it because they had so many copies, and it was like, alright, we gotta make some fucking room here. So they just sent it to me in a package I ordered, just ordered some tapes and shit, and they put this in there, so it's pretty cool. This is Haxxan. What is this, Loch Ness Rising? I believe this dropped around 2016, somewhere in there. It's old black metal out of Ohio, I believe. Killjoy from Necrophagia was fronting this band. He might have even started it up until he died, actually. He was still with the band. So, yeah, really cool shit. It's just black metal out of Ohio, like I said. Really kind of reminds me of Marduk, like on the Frontschwein album. It's got that kind of same mid-tempo, kind of just, I don't know, groove to it. If you listen to The Blonde Beast off that album, a lot of this stuff really reminds me of that. So, dude's got a major fucking Aleister Crowley fix, so you get a lot of that going on here, and it's basically what it's talking about, the stuff that Aleister Crowley was into, and basically talking about his life, I guess. Opens up like that. I don't know if I showed the back, I believe I did. Anyway, there it is again. They also put these cards in here of all the band members. So that was kind of a cool thing to have. It's like, I don't want to call them tarot cards or anything. So you got all the band members. There's Killjoy. A bunch of other dudes. And I believe they have a Aleister Crowley one in here too. These are just really flimsy paper, but I mean, it's a cool little touch. I like when you get cool shit like this in these. When they put shit like that in these packages and stuff, it's really cool. Just got a little piece of plastic. So there's that. I mean, not much else to that. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. If you like, Frontschwein era Marduk, you probably dig that for sure. This next one, it's like, I had to go back and watch a few old videos just to make sure I didn't talk about this, because I could have swore I did. And then I'm going back and listening to it here lately, just getting ready for the album of the year list, and it was like, damn, I've never even talked about this. So I'm sure everyone's talked about it to the point where you're fucking sick of it, but I'm going to talk about it again anyway, but just because I haven't shown it. So we have Panopticon. Yeah, Scars of Man on the Once Nameless Wilderness. I don't know how or why I never got around to talking about this, I just didn't. But it's a double album. So on the first one you've got all the traditional black metal stuff that he's done, and this one he kind of focused on the folk and the bluegrassy stuff. Is more on this one, so I mean, you kind of get it on here like you do on the previous albums, but he's also kind of split it into two, so you kind of get more of both worlds or whatever. Kind of weird packaging, but I mean, it's pretty cool. Come out on Bendrune, of course, everyone knows that. I mean, it's just another masterpiece from Austin Lund. I can't say enough good things about how I feel about this album, and all of his albums really. And a lot of it's really talking about just living in the woods and just the Appalachian Mountains and the woods and the forest and all that kind of shit. And for me, obviously, it's very relatable because, I mean, I grew up, like, literally opening up my front door and there's the mountains. I mean, we were right in the middle of them. It was a fucking cool way to grow up. So it being like these little digipacks, you know, I mean, it's really packaged well. I mean, it's nice firm material, and the booklets are really well done. So there's a lot of stories and stuff of how the album came together, and a bunch of other stuff he's wanted to talk about, just about how technology is just kind of, we're all slaves to it, and it would kind of be cool to get back into the woods and just live peacefully and in the deep quiet and all that kind of shit. So that's the is that the first one? Yes, it's part 1. Here's part 2, and I do like how if I can get them out of here, that's kind of the pain in the ass of the CD version. Yeah, there we go. It's got a nice little slipcase for each CD. So there's that. This is the one on part 2. I think I'm fairly certain they're both the same. I'll double check just to make sure, but I'm fairly certain that they're exactly the same slipcase. Yeah, man, I know this is going to end up on a lot of people's list. I know it's on my list, and I don't know how or why I never got around to talking about it. It just kind of, I guess, kind of slipped my mind. Yeah, they're the fucking same. So there you go, man. Panopticon, another absolute masterpiece, and just blown away by them yet again. This is one I just kind of stumbled across on Bandcamp, and I had to pick this up. And really, it was just based on like a little 30-second sound clip I found, and there's really not much else on it. I mean, even when you buy it, you know how you normally get a digital copy. Didn't get one for this. Well, I got the 30-second soundbite, but it was cheap, so I went ahead and bought it. But this is a compilation from Megalith Grave, Reminiscence and Ancient Torments. So this is a compilation of, I think, demos and EPs. It's a one-man project. I'm pretty sure he put all this stuff out like in, maybe the early to mid 2000s, somewhere in there. I mean, it's been around a while. But I mean, it's mainly like ambient / depressive suicidal black metal. It's a U.S. band out of New Jersey. What else was I going to say about it? I mean, it's nothing really unique at all. I mean, I don't want to call it ambient noise. The first 4 tracks are just kind of droning, repetitive ambience, pretty much. So, I mean, it's kind of cool to chill to, but then when the black metal parts come in, it's really cool. I mean, just straight up fucking cold ass black metal. It's fucking pretty kick ass. It is a solo project, but I didn't say that already. It's from one of the dudes from Blood of Umbra, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. There's the inside there. But I mean, nothing really out of the ordinary, but it's a really good listen. Definitely worth your time. I mean, you can get this pretty cheap, I'm sure. Yeah, just some cold ass black metal. It's ambient, depressive, suicidal. So I mean, if you're into any of that shit, you'll definitely do this. So definitely a cool find for me. This one, it's another one where I'm sure I'm late to the party on it, and I picked it up pretty much right when it came out, and I've just not got around to talking about it. I've not really heard many people talking about this one. At least right after it first came out, I heard quite a bit of talk about it, and then ever since, it's just kind of been crickets, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just me where I'm not paying attention. We have the new one from Archgoat, the Luciferian Crown. Brand new on Dissevered-Agonized. I can never say that right. This band does no wrong, in my opinion. It's another amazing, flawless album. And to me, it's just as good, if not better, than Apocalyptic Triumphator. I'm amazed that they can just keep cranking out instant classics. I mean, absolutely killer Finnish black metal in every way, shape, and form. Black Death, Death Black, whatever, I don't know. My only knock on it is just kind of, once again, the book's stapled in here. And I've got it on a couple other releases I have. Which ones? Angel Cunt and I believe Heavily Vulva are like that, but it's just my copies. But, you know, it's whatever. So I'll kind of try to hold it up and show it to you. But yeah, maybe it's just me. I don't recall hearing many people talking about this, you know, after, you know, a good while after it came out, and it's not been out that long. When did this come out? Like September, October, somewhere in there. But yeah, man. Once again, I would like to know how you guys feel about it. So definitely let me know in the comments or whatever, because I think this is an absolutely amazing album. When did they put out a bad one? So yeah, there you go. Alright, now we're going to get into some of the stuff that Luke sent to me, and I'm definitely beyond grateful, dude. I will I was going to send him some stuff, but, you know, Christmas has pretty much wiped me out, so I'm going to have to do that come January. But, dude, I really appreciate it if you're watching this. And especially this first one. This is actually the first one that was on top of the box when it came, and I was just like, dude, one of my favorite bands ever. This is an EP from Viral Load-Hillbilly or Hackin Revival. Absolutely awesome. Killer EP, man. This is the follow-up to Sick Hicks from the Sticks, which is another amazing album. Yeah, Backwoods Bludgeoning. That's the main title. I like to call it Sick Hicks. Yeah, man, it's a really cool little, technically a 3-track EP, but you also have 2 covers on here, one from Death and one from Obituary. And it's done so well, too. Definitely, if you like, you know, classic Dying Fetus or Deeds of Flesh, there is no reason whatsoever not to like this. And I'm telling you right now, go look it up. Just go pull this up on YouTube if you haven't heard Viral Load. You're not going to be disappointed, I promise. I'm really disappointed that this project ended. I mean, I know Sean kind of went to follow the Christian faith or whatever, and that's on him. That's all well and good, I guess. But last I heard, it seems like he was doing he was still doing some songs from this and Insidious Discrepancy, but just under the name Sean Whitaker. So I've heard so many conflicting stories about that, but I mean, it's definitely really cool to add some more Viral Load to the collection, man. Luke, totally stoked on this. Thank you. This next one is a band I hadn't really paid much attention to. I'd listened to them once or twice, and not too much outside of that, but I mean, this is a really cool album. This is Sodomized-Raised in Meat, 2015. I believe the band released it independently. It's like some brutal death grindcore from Ohio, I believe. I guess just imagine a slightly less technical Gorgasm. That's pretty much the way I would describe it. I mean, lots of killer riffs. I mean, extremely groove laden. When the techie shit does come in, I mean, it's really impressive without being overpowering and arrogant, if you know what I mean. And it still remains catchy as hell. Here's the book, which is not much to that whatsoever. But really cool, man. I'm really stoked on this. And Luke's one of those people that, you know, he's really trying to get me more into the brutal death, which I do like some of it still, but when he does send me some stuff or tell me to check out some bands, he always seems to know what I'll be into and definitely finds me some cool stuff. So one of the bands I did know of, but I mean, it's just I haven't paid much attention to in years. But yeah, really cool release. This is another band I know he's really hyped on, and I see him talk about them and show stuff about them all the time. At least when he was doing the channel. I don't know if he's still doing that or not, but this is Syphillic-Behind Bars. Oh, goddamn, man. Brutal Death out of Michigan. I believe this is their second full length. And it's a one-man project also. We've got a couple of those on here today. From Brian Forg, I think his name is. And this was released independently as well. Yeah, man, holy fuck. It's heavy as hell, man. I liken it to something like Guttural Secrete. I'm going to try to hold this up without the CD falling out of it. What was I going to say? Yeah, man, just fast as shit. 1 million riffs a minute. Ultra sloppy gutturals. They're so guttural, man. So heavy and deep. It's great. But yeah, man, catchy as hell. Again, another awesome fucking release. So, and he knows I like the catchy shit, man. If it's catchy, I'll get into it. That's just, I can't help myself. This was one that seems like I tried to order one time. And something happened to it, or maybe I just passed on it. Something happened where I know I had it at least on the in the cart to order it, and then either I deleted it off or something happened, so I didn't end up getting it. So it was really cool to have this in the box, and I definitely appreciate you for that one, Luke. This is Incinerate-Eradicating Terrestrial Species, one from 2015, and I believe it's their most recent release, which came out on Comatose, I do believe. Pretty kick-ass tech death, and I believe they're from all over the place, man. They got members, I don't know if it's members or they just moved so much, but I mean, it seems like they started out in Minnesota and then went to California, and then somebody went to Ontario, something like that, man. So they're really all over the place. It's pretty tacky, but not overbearing. And I remember sitting there listening to it and thinking, you know, this really kind of reminds me of like some Sacred Savior or something like that. And then looking at the track list and the lyrics and stuff and kind of going through it. And next thing I know, it's like, that sounds like Sacred Savior. Holy crap, that is Sacred Savior. So there's a hidden track on here. It's not listed or anything, but they have a cover of One by One from Sacred Savior on here. So that was really cool. And then come to find out also while I was researching the band that Jared Deaver actually joined the band this year, who was playing guitars for them. So kind of crazy that ended up happening. So that was all like one big kind of, it sounds like Sacred Savior. Oh, there's one song from them. Oh, former guitar player in their band. So absolutely crazy. But I mean, really, really good shit. So if you're into like Sacred Savior, if you've listened to them, or again, Gorgasm would probably be another good example. So definitely go check that one out. Oh, damn. I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. This is the last one that Luke sent, and it's pretty awesome Brutal Death. One of my favorites in here, actually. This is Dissevered-Agonized Wails of Disseverment, which New Standard Elite's always putting out really cool stuff. And again, I just really don't listen much to the Brutal Death stuff anymore. But when I do find the bands, I definitely dig it. Band's out of Laos, I believe. Absolutely heavy as fuck. Love the guitar tone. The whole album really reminds me of can't talk today. Defeated Sanity on the Passages of Deformity album. So like if you're kind of listening to that and then put this on, it's really, really similar. So if you're into that. The only thing I don't like about this, and I'm sorry, I know this will bother a lot of people. Some people agree with me, some people won't. Absolutely can't stand that pingy, bangy, absolutely loud, obnoxious snare sound. You know what I'm talking about. If you've heard this before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I cannot stand that snare sound. It doesn't ruin the album for me, but it's just so distracting. A lot of people seem to dig it. I'm just sitting there like, God damn, will they please shut the fuck up with that damn snare. I absolutely hate it. But it's still a really cool album, though. I don't want to knock it just for production-wise, stuff like that. Really good music. Again, like Defeated Sanity or maybe some Brodeking in there. I would add that there for certain. But yeah, man, I love everything about it. I just cannot stand those pinky-ass snares. So, but still, a really cool album. Don't just pass on it if you don't like that shit. Dying. Alright, I think we got just a couple more. And this is another one I picked up fairly recently and just now getting around to showing it. The new one from Deathhammer, Chained to Hell. I mean, once again, killer speed thrash from Norway. This is their fourth full length, and again, more of the same straight up 80s influenced goodness from this duo. Really enjoyed this one, but I think I probably prefer Evil Power or Onward to the Pits a little bit more. I don't really know why. It's not really anything in particular. Like maybe it's just slightly more groove in those albums. But that's not to knock it at all. It's still really killer. I still love the really high-pitched, waily kind of screechy. Well, that's not really screechy, but you know what kind of vocals I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't think I've really spent that much time with this one, honestly. So it would probably be a little bit more higher for me in terms of like where I was considering it with those other albums. But yeah, I mean, there's just been so much stuff going on lately. I really haven't spent enough time with this one as I would have liked to. But yeah, another amazing album. Deathhammer's not put out a bad one in my opinion, so I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying if I had to pick, I would probably prefer their earlier work. But it's not to say that this is bad whatsoever. It's just I feel just it's a little bit off for me. So again, maybe it's just where I haven't listened to it enough, and it's certainly a possibility. So there you go. I haven't heard really anybody talk about this one. Last one. This is another one that Luke had to tell me about, and it's really bad that he knows my, I don't want to say my scene, but knows my state scene better than I do, which is fucking lame. But anyway, really cool EP. This is this band's first, I believe it's their first overall release. I don't think they put anything else out besides this. And it's cool that Grind State put this out. This is a Morgue Walker, an EP called Forage the Ash, which I believe just dropped this year. It's kind of like Black Death grindcore. I don't know, man. It's just like got a really apocalyptic type of sound. I mean, it's not really super speedy. It's just kind of mid-tempo, chuggy. Yeah, just really oppressive, dismal, droningly slow. Just drones around a lot. Just really drives home that apocalyptic vibe, man. It's basically the best way I can describe it. And of like we were talking about Incinerate, this band's from all over the Carolinas. I think they have members in Wilmington, maybe Fayetteville at one point, Raleigh, and then in the South Carolina you've got people in the Greenville-Spartanburg area, so I mean kind of all over the place. But yeah, definitely looking forward to what this band can come up. Definitely go check this out, man. The vocals are, I won't say they're different, but they're really kind of like growly, screechy at the same time, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But a really cool release, definitely. And definitely looking forward to seeing what they can come up with down the road. And it'd be really cool to go check them out live, man. I really need to start checking. It's not that I don't check out the local scene, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of hit or miss with me. You know, there's a lot of different stuff coming out of the Carolinas, so. And, you know, it's hard enough for me to get to shows as it is. But, yeah, really cool release, man. Definitely can't wait to see what else they're going to come up with. So, if you check out anything, make it that one. Alright, so that's it for me. I'm going to try to do the Album of the Year list here sometime soon. Hopefully my phone is okay so I can keep recording. There may be a channel update that I've got to do. And outside of that, that'll be it for me for the rest of the year and be for a while into 19. So, I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely go check out all these bands if you haven't. I know a lot of it's just stuff that's already been covered before, but this is just kind of me, you know, catching everything up for the end of the year that I haven't got to talk about yet. So I'm going to go to bed, man. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you later.